that chord. Well, I guess like 4 years ago, I started writing my own music. Eventually, who's now my drummer, Adam, he heard me playing the music and was like, if you ever want someone to record it, let me know. And he brought over his recording stuff, and we recorded a little single that is no longer on the internet anymore.
Nice.
And then he was like, if you want a drummer to play live, he could be your drummer. And so he became the drummer and has been ever since. And yeah, and then after that, I met Will. You know Will,
yeah.
and he became the bassist. And then since then, Will's moved, and now Colin Barrett is the bassist. So
Cool.
it's all history after that.
So you you get together with Adam. You put out a single that was it on on Spotify or was it just?
We just recorded it and put it on Bandcamp.
Cool. What was the name of it?
It was Lie to Me. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So take me back. So we're 4 years back. You guys get together, make this single Lie to Me. And then pretty much like 4 years later, that ends up being on your most recent release, Don't Mess with BEX.
Yes.
Which is about to hit its 1 year anniversary, I think, on Valentine's Day, right? Cool. So how did that was that like a song where you did it and then you were sort of like tired of it and then you brought it back, or did you always know you were gonna?
I think I just didn't really have any specific plans for the band when I first recorded it, and then I just kept that song and we played it live, and I just saw different ways that it could be, and I knew I wanted drums on it and everything. So the recording was basically just a solo thing just to have. But then after we played it a lot, it became kind of a different thing, and so it was it's evolved version on
Definitely.
the EP, I guess.
Because I'm trying to think. We've known each other for it's probably been you could probably say roughly 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think the first time I saw you play, because I know there was a time probably 3.5 years ago or so, Ethan and Kayla were going up to Asheville, and they were just like, hey, you played some house show.
Okay.
And I don't remember who it was with, but they went up there. And they just texted me that night, and they were like, hey, we just met this girl named BEX, and we're going to go on tour with them in 4 months. And I was, So I want to say then at that time, whatever the first show you played, whatever was the first show that we played on that tour was probably the first time I heard you. And then that was still you were playing Lie to Me and pretty much playing the record that you have out now.
Yeah.
So, and I know we had talked about it that y'all had recorded the record, and then you lost the mixes at a time, and then you re-recorded the record and something else happened. I was wondering if you could maybe go into that a little bit, because
Yeah, we were recording it for a long time, and then we're trying to find someone to mix it, and then I remember listening back to the vocals and just thinking this is not the way I wanted to sound at all.
Yeah.
And so I recorded them with someone else, and then they ended up losing the vocals, and then so I eventually recorded them with at Mike Johnson. He mixed the EP, and I recorded them at his studio. He just let me in there to do it.
Is that in Nashville, like here? Cool.
Yeah, and he just let me in there to record like on my own, and then he ended up mixing everything, and then I was like, okay.
And is that the mix you have like now out?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think it sounds great. Yeah.
Thanks.
But I remember like we were on our way somewhere, and we were just like, because you had that set, like those songs were like ready to go, and you had just said like, yeah, it's just been one thing after another.
Yeah.
So it was cool to get, finally get it to
fruition.
Yeah, fruition. Are you working on any new things? Really?
Yeah, I have new songs for sure, but I don't know. I'm like torn between like how I want to release it. Like I don't know. I feel like nowadays it's kind of like the move to just be releasing singles.
Yeah.
Rather than like an entire album.
I hear that. Well,
but it would be cool to have like an entire album's worth of music. But I haven't like conglomerated an album's worth, I think, yet.
Definitely.
So I'm working on that, but then I don't know. I'm just like deciding like how I want to release them, or I have an idea to like do 2 releases, or like on some of the songs kind of do like a bedroom version, and then on it like have another version where it's like the full band version.
Definitely.
So I'm just kind of playing with those ideas, but.
Well, I want to come back to the single, like the idea of like, is it more beneficial right now, like to put out an album tomorrow or like a single? You know what I mean? And I want to come back to that. But do you think with this like COVID thing going on, is it like affected your creativity? Because like with me personally, I feel like I'm still putting like I'm coming up with things, but it's like, there's not really that much new music out that I've been able to find and like really like. So it's like for me, I just feel so dry in that area. You know what I mean? I was wondering if you like maybe had some things to say, if you were feeling that same way too or something.
Yeah, I think like a lot of people feel that way too, because like it's like it's like this time where you're like supposed to be creative, because it's like well, you don't have like many other distractions like that are stopping you from that, but like you don't have any. Like, I get a lot of creativity from, like, the outside world and, like,
experiences.
Things. Yeah, experiences and things happening to me, and there's just less things happening to me.
Yeah,
so, like,
definitely.
Yeah, and also I get inspiration from, like, watching other people play, and I also haven't been able to do that for, like, almost a year now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I mean, I can remember, like, if you go to a show, and if it's like a good show too, you leave that show like wanting to go home and like work on a song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not having, I'm trying to think of the last even show I went to, like not counting just like a house show, like an actual like show.
The last show I went to was like our release show.
Really? Yeah.
But it was like February 29th, so it was like right before like everything.
Yeah, it's been a minute for me. But so, yeah, and I feel like everybody's creativity is sort of hurting right now. But on the topic of singles versus like an album, I was really talking about this with the dudes in Charm the other day. Like, we're just like, it's like right now, do you put out an album? And is that beneficial in a way? Because it's like, well, not really anybody else is doing that much new music. You know what I mean? So it's like I can put my album out like right now, and it might get a little bit more attention. But I feel like you run the risk of like it sort of fading because you're not able to play it. You know what I mean? But then what do? Do you wait to put out an album till once everything's cleared and ready to go?
And everyone else is. And
I mean, think about it. It's gonna be just like a million people doing it. You know what I mean? So. What do you think? Do you think it's like singles right now, or?
I feel like it is, because I feel like, maybe this is just my perception of it, but I feel like everyone is just like putting out songs and they're becoming TikTok famous.
Yeah, that's definitely happening.
And like that's how like everyone is like releasing music, and like that is like the form of promotion now.
Yeah.
It's like no one's really like caring. I don't know. I just like don't see a lot of like blog posts, or like everyone's just releasing their music in like a consumable way through TikTok.
Oh yeah, if you get on a TikTok trend, it's like
literally, it's
your Spotify.
crazy.
It's like it's night and day.
Yeah. So
the goal is a single and to get TikTok famous, and then.
But I don't know. Like I made a TikTok, and then I would notice myself spending like an hour on this app. So I deleted it. I was like, what is happening right now? But
no, I understand. I'll try to like, get on it every now and then, but like. And it honestly is kind of sad because I get on TikTok and it's like the newest form of like, you know, it's like the newest big app or whatever, and I feel like I like don't know how to navigate it.
I know. I
and I'm
feel
like,
like
oh
I'm
my
like
gosh,
50.
am I already there? Like, is it happening to me? I'm like trying to figure out how to navigate TikTok. And it's like but
I think a lot of people feel that way, but
yeah, but you're right with songs getting on TikTok. I can remember. I don't know if you know of them. Beach Bunny. They got like the Prom Queen
Yeah.
song. They had. I remember probably 2 years ago that EP came out around there, something like that. They had that out, and it was like really sick. Prom Queen gets on like a TikTok thing or something, dude. Like their Spotify is like 2.7 million monthly. Prom Queen has like 100 million listens. It's just crazy the effect that can have on something. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like it just makes your music like mainstream.
Yeah,
basically. It's
I
like
guess
the
because
easiest way
everybody's
to do that.
Because I guess everybody's sort of on it right now. It's like the new thing, which to be honest, like I didn't really realize how big it was until like a few months ago. Like I thought it was, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, like that seems all right. Like I feel like I was just watching like 14-year-olds. Like
That was my thing.
But
yeah.
then now it's like not. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
No, it is weird. Cool. So, what do you? So we were talking about like the virus and everything, and COVID and creativity, sort of on this like weird shutdown thing. I was just gonna ask, like, what is your? Because okay, the thing is for me, when I think about like Asheville, like pre-COVID, I think about it being this place, like, because I remember I wanted to move here for a long time because it seemed like this in North Carolina. You could get the most opportunity out of like something you were trying to do, like if it was like music or in the arts and stuff like that. And I was wondering how you feel like it was like leading up to COVID and right now, and if you like got any idea like where it's going after. I know you had said like the Mothlight is like not the Mothlight anymore or something like so.
But now the Mothlight is this place called Different World, which is like a collective where they're like creating spaces for people to do like art installations and also have access to creative equipment that they normally wouldn't have had access to, which is really cool because, you know, I feel like, you know, the creativity or like the creative industry can be like kind of exclusive to like who has the best like equipment and like gear. So I think they're trying to like break down that barrier and have a space to do that, which is really awesome. And then the downstairs of the Mothlight, or the downstairs of what is now Different World, is the Commons Collective. So that's where you can do sessions there as a musician, or if you're an artist, you can. It's also a place where you can have installations, and they'll do like an interview for you and make you a video. So that's really cool, and
that's really. Could you talk a little bit about the Commons Collective? Because I had no idea that that's where it was, and lately I've been seeing a lot of people that I know doing it, and I thought it was really cool. But I just thought it was, you know, just some random like dude's basement or something. I didn't know it was actually like in a building, you know?
Yeah, they like, I think they like rent it as a studio space, but they eventually turned it into the Commons Collective. And yeah, it's run by a few people. So I think it's like Nick Reinhardt and Millie. I forgot her last name.
That's okay.
Yeah, and then there's videographers that work with them too, and yeah, it's really cool that they're doing that. And
no, it is really cool.
I think that I don't know like what the